Are the San Francisco 49ers on the brink of a game-changing decision? As we approach the end of Brock Purdy's rookie contract, whispers are growing about a potentially lucrative long-term deal. Will he be rewarded for leading the team to the Super Bowl, or will his recent struggles raise doubts? Stay tuned as we dive into the heart of this critical off-season moment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to keep up with all the latest 49ers news. San Francisco 49ers estão à beira de uma decisão que pode mudar o jogo? À medida que nos aproximamos do final do contrato de novato de Brock Purdy, os rumores estão aumentando sobre um possível contrato de longo prazo lucrativo. Ele será recompensado por levar a equipe ao Super Bowl ou suas dificuldades recentes levantarão dúvidas? Fique ligado enquanto mergulhamos no coração deste momento crítico da off-season. Não se esqueça de se inscrever e clicar no botão de curtir para acompanhar todas as últimas notícias dos 49ers. Grandes decisões se aproximam para os 49ers nesta off-season. Com o contrato de Brock Purdy se aproximando do fim, a equipe está supostamente de olho em um contrato de longo prazo. Mas após uma temporada cheia de altos e baixos, será que eles podem justificar um pagamento alto para seu jovem quarterback? É um momento crucial que pode moldar o futuro da franquia. Certifique-se de se inscrever e nos dar um like para se manter informado sobre cada reviravolta nesta história em desenvolvimento. Atenção, fãs dos Niners! Com o terceiro ano de Brock Purdy chegando ao fim, os 49ers estão supostamente procurando garantir um contrato de longo prazo com sua estrela em ascensão. Mas com performances mistas e lesões de jogadores-chave, as apostas não poderiam ser mais altas. Eles o verão como o quarterback da franquia, ou apenas mais uma temporada mediana? Vamos analisar isso. Inscreva-se e curta este vídeo para ficar por dentro de tudo sobre os 49ers. As the off-season approaches, the buzz around Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers is reaching a fever pitch. According to ESPN's Nick Wagoner, both Purdy and the 49ers are eyeing a lucrative long-term contract. But let's be real, this situation is a bit complicated. Purdy has had a season that was decent, throwing for 3,487 yards, 17 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, with a quarterback rating of 65.9. He also added some value on the ground, rushing for 301 yards and 4 touchdowns. However, those numbers pale in comparison to his stellar 2023 season, where he lit it up with 4,280 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, and just 11 interceptions, boasting a league-leading quarterback rating of 73.4. It's essential to consider the context here. Purdy's struggles in adverse weather conditions, he went 2-3 with a QBR of 49.7 in 5 games played in the rain or snow, raise questions about his consistency. Plus, the absence of key offensive weapons like Brandon Ayuk, who had 1,342 receiving yards last year but only played 7 games this season due to a torn ACL, and running back Christian McCaffrey, who was limited to just 4 games because of injuries, certainly impacted Purdy's performance. So, how do the 49ers evaluate Purdy? Do they look at the quarterback who led them to the Super Bowl, or the one who had a mediocre year without his primary targets? That's a tough call. If you ask me, it's a balancing act. On one hand, we've seen the potential he has when everything is clicking. On the other hand, his recent season raises valid concerns about his ability to perform under pressure, especially without key players around him. Now, let's talk money. Purdy is currently on a 4-year contract worth $3,737 million, making him one of the best values in the league. But the 49ers need to make a decision soon. Are they willing to pay him like the franchise quarterback who took them to the big game? Or do they see him as just another average QB who had a couple of good seasons? The stakes are high, and this decision could shape the future of the franchise. I can't help but feel torn about this. You guys know I'm all in for the 49ers, but I'm also a fan who wants to see us make the right choices moving forward. And let's be honest, the emotional roller coaster of being a 49ers fan is real. The hope of a Super Bowl run is always there, but so are the frustrations of inconsistent play. So, what do you think? Is locking Purdy down to a long-term deal the right move? Or should the 49ers exercise caution and explore other options? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts on this. Are you optimistic about Purdy's future with the team, or does his inconsistency give you pause? Drop your opinions in the comments below. I've been diving deep into the latest buzz surrounding our San Francisco 49ers, and let me tell you, it's a hot topic among fans right now. After a tough season filled with injuries for Trent Williams, many of us are starting to think about life after him at left tackle. With a staggering 30% of fans in a recent poll urging the team to find his successor, it's clear that the pressure is mounting. Trent is set to play out his contract through 2025. But will this be his last season in the NFL? He's hinted at retirement in recent years, and as fans, we can't help but feel the weight of that possibility. How do you replace arguably the greatest left tackle in NFL history? The 49ers have transitioned from Hall of Famers before, moving from Joe Staley to Williams. But can they pull off another miracle? It's a daunting challenge, and while we all want to see a smooth transition, it feels like a monumental task ahead. In addition to the left tackle position, 27% of fans believe that finding a permanent solution at center is a pressing need. Jake Brendel has held down the fort for the last couple of seasons, but with Alex Mack's departure after 2021, it's time to solidify that position as well. Interestingly, defensive tackle and offensive guard positions tied for third place in fans' needs, each garnering 17% of the votes. With Javon Hargrave likely to be a cap casualty, the 49ers must add some young, impactful talent to beef up the defensive front. And to my surprise, the edge defensive end position came in last with just 8% of the votes. Finding a running mate for Nick Bosa is crucial if we want to return to our dominant defensive ways. Now, let's talk about the morale of the fan base. After the recent loss to Miami, only 38% of us feel confident that the team is headed in the right direction. That's concerning, folks. Tonight's matchup against the Lions is pivotal. The players know Detroit is coming in with vengeance, and they need to be prepared to show us that they are still contenders. So what do you think, 49ers faithful? Which positions should we address in the upcoming draft or through free agency? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Are we on the right track, or is there something we're missing? Personally, I'm feeling a mix of hope and concern. While I believe we have a solid foundation, the clock is ticking on Trent, and we must be proactive. And let's not forget, the decisions made in the offseason will heavily impact our chances for next season. Are we ready to take that leap? I'm honestly torn. I see the potential in our roster, but we need to ensure we're filling those key gaps to remain competitive. Make sure to share your expectations and frustrations below. How do you feel about the team's direction? I want to know what's on your mind. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss any updates as we continue to follow our beloved 49ers. Don't forget to activate the notification bell to stay in the loop on all things Niners. Let's rally together and show our team the support they need. It's a critical time for our franchise, and every voice counts. So, what are you waiting for? Jump into the conversation, and let's discuss the future of our San Francisco 49ers together.